Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again. It is Monday, the 5th of August, 2024. What a weekend it's been. Big up all the real ones in the building. Much appreciate every single one of you. I do apologize for running a little late there. But yeah, where are Arsenal at? I don't know where Arsenal are at. Literally, I have not been invested in Arsenal, especially transfers over the past couple of weeks, man. I'm trying to bring myself up to speed right now as we speak. But we are going to be talking about Eddie Nketiah. There's talks to suggest that Eddie Nketiah is going to be staying. Oh my God. If Arsenal don't get the money that they put on Eddie Nketiah's head, then he is staying, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the talk of the town is. He is not going anywhere. Arsenal don't want to sign a striker. Clearly, we don't want to sign a striker. Kai Havertz is going to be the main number 9 carrying this team forward in the new season. So don't worry about Eucharist. Don't worry about Hussein or anyone that's currently being linked, because we are sticking with Eddie. Hey, big up the gang. Make sure we are hitting the like button. All of that. Mikel Merino as well. What's going on with Mikel Merino? We were here a couple of days ago talking about he's said yes to Arsenal. He's joining. Real Sociedad Arsenal, an agreement for 25 million. Oh, personal terms agreed. And now there's another stumbling block. Don't know what's going on with that one, but it's dragging. It is definitely dragging. And, the season kicks off in 11 days. Is it 11 days? 11 days, the 5th today, isn't it? Yeah, so 17th. No, not 11 days. 12 days. 12 days. We kick off on the 18th, obviously. So that's 13 days for us. That's less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, and the Premier League is back for Arsenal Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. First game of the season against Wolves. It's going to be extremely interesting, but it does look like at this point, the only signing that we're going to have is Calafiori. He's the only player that's going to be eligible to play in that first game. I mean, at this rate, we're moving extremely slow. I only assume that once we got ESR at the door and a few other players at the door, that Arsenal will become much more active, put a bit more money down on the table for some players, but no, not at this point. Still got, a few weeks, about 3 weeks left of this month, or just over 3 weeks left of the month. So anything can happen. There could be some deadline day, deals done. You know what Arsenal are like. Love a deadline day deal. Saying that, I don't think we've had a deadline day deal under Mikel Arteta, have we? Oh, well, Thomas Partey was more or less a deadline day deal. We had to wait for the last minute to get that one done, didn't we? Anyway, who we got in the building, man? Big up John. Big up Peppermint Freedom. Big up Hawkwin in the building. Big up my guy Johnny Boy in the building. We got the gang, man. We got Colin. We got Mr. Robbo. We got my guy Alex. Coffee Gang Settings. Come on, man. Cheers to the gang. Cheers to the gang. Come on. Make sure you guys are subscribing if you are newly watching, and do subscribe to the Wax and Filter channel as well. That channel is doing extremely well. Big up Jay Nevs in the building as well. Much appreciate you. We've got Nort as well in the building. We've got Tope. We've got AFC as always. Come on. Who else we got here? We've got Baz. Come on. Big up my guy Baz in the building. We've got Zeeks. I see you, Zeeks. None but love and respect to you. Big up Sergio. Big up all the gang, man. Make sure we are hitting up the like button. Let's dive straight into the first topic. We will run through a lot of comments today. Don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Keep getting those comments in and keep hitting that like button. Well, Mal online, what they're reporting is that Arsenal co-chairman, Arsenal co-chair Josh Kroenke texted Mikel Arteta last summer, joking that it was the club's turn to win the next their next title, basically. KSC obviously have been winning a number of major trophies with their other franchises, and these guys are saying that he jokingly said to Mikel Arteta that it's time for Arsenal to win a major honour, and clearly it is time for Arsenal to win a major honour. And I can't take this as jokingly. Why would Josh Kroenke jokingly say to Mikel Arteta, "Oh, it's time to win the Premier League"? Bro, it's serious business, bruv. It's serious business. This is the summer. He said it last season, and maybe he was being a bit sark. Maybe he was kind of slightly applying pressure to say, "Come on, my guy, you better, start showing me that you've got it in your locker to actually at least compete." You know what I mean? Especially after finishing second that season, and it was kind of a capitulation. It wasn't kind of, it was a capitulation, a disgusting capitulation, if that, because you're thinking it's never been done before. 93% at the top of the table, and you never won the league. Bloody hell, that is a massive capitulation. It goes down in history. But jokingly, doesn't make any sense to me. Like I'm assuming that he would have applied some sort of pressure, but this is the summer. where, last season you proved that you can go again. You can give teams run for their money. You went to the final game. This is it now, Arteta. This is it. This is the summer. This is the season where you are expected to deliver. Expected. So listen, these men better get a move on in terms of the players that they're bringing in, because can we say that we have got enough depth in order to win this Premier League? I think we're 1-2 players short, and one of those players is definitely a striker. But do comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Jokingly, what a joke. What a joke, you know what I mean? Like, jokingly, he said it jokingly, oh, it's time for Arsenal to win the Premier League. Like we're some sort of flipping mid-table club, and it's a joke. He said a joke, oh. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And again, it's not even like I've recently come to realize, because I've always known that the media are absolute scumbags. But obviously, since doing this Wax Unfiltered channel and looking at various other real life situations that are taking place, you can see that the media are absolute scumbags, and they are out here just trying to push some sort of narrative that fits their agenda. Do you know what I mean? That's all they do. They're just trying to force a narrative down your throat that fits their agenda. It's just like the riots at the moment. Like, it's absolutely crazy what's going on around the UK at the moment. Absolutely crazy what's going on around the UK. But it's been fueled by the media. The media have kicked that off. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And here they are telling us that, oh, Josh Kroenke jokingly said, yeah, really? Mugs. Absolute mugs, It is a funny joke, bruv, and we ain't laughing. Exactly. So this is the summer anyway, ladies and gentlemen, where we need to deliver. Arteta needs to get it right. And I think Josh Kroenke and Stan Kroenke are looking at it from the same lens. It's actually good to see Josh and Stan fully involved, fully invested in what's going on here. Been on the US tour, been in a number of the training sessions, really, kind of studying what Arteta is doing and understanding the players, and obviously building those relationships more with the players as well. And I love to see it, bro. I've always kind of believed in this ownership. I've always said, listen, Stan and Josh, these are two owners that are serious. If they get it right, they're going to bang. They're going to make it bang. And, these guys have got an idea, and that idea is coming to fruition. Whether it's Arteta that delivers, us over that final hurdle remains to be seen. But I don't think, if he doesn't, it's detrimental to the overall project that KSC have been deploying at this football club. Because I think they're winners. They want to win. They want to win. We need a winger. We need a striker. Absolutely. We are 5 players short, Wax. We probably are about 5 players short. Definitely a striker. Definitely another central midfielder. You would probably lean towards signing a wide player as well. A centre back is important. I know we've got Kivior as a backup. Calafiore just come in, but I would prefer to play Calafiore as that left back, which only leaves Kivior as a centre back. And I fully don't trust that Kivior is. I mean, actually, let me take that back. But I think Kivior has got qualities. If he plays as a centre back, which he hasn't been playing as, if he plays as a centre back and he's partnered with Saliba, I don't think Kivior has any problems. I don't think he has any major problems. There might be some moments where bringing the ball out from the back, he might give balls away and stuff like that. So he does need to work on, his ability to build up. But in some moments, he does look good. So I don't know. But I still think a central midfielder would be important for us. A centre-back, would be important for us. We've obviously sorted out our left-back position. We've got cover in the full-back positions in general. So next, I would be looking at, I'll probably be looking at rebolstering that central midfield area. Bringing in 2 central midfielders, because Jorginho and Thomas Partey, in my opinion, they don't have the legs. They do not have the legs. They are not going to be able to give you a 38 domestic game campaign, let alone a 70 game campaign, because that is exactly what we're looking at this season. Champions League, domestic cups. It's going to be a lot of games. Thomas Partey and Jorginho, yeah, they're cover, but they're not going to give you the legs. and you're looking at central midfield at the moment. You've only got Declan Rice and Odegaard that you can really rely on. They're the only two that you can really rely on in that central midfield area right now. We can't even, we can't say much about Ethan Nwaneri. He's a young player. He needs to develop. Of course, this is the season. I hope he gets game time. But when you're looking for experience, when you're looking for know-how, when you're looking for players that have got everything that you need to compete at the top level, there's only two players there. That's Declan Rice and Odegaard. So that worries me. Trying to shoehorn Havertz into that number 8 position. I mean, he hasn't looked bad, but I just don't feel comfortable with having Havertz there. I would rather have a proper number 8 there. And, if you're trying to shoehorn Havertz in as a number 8 and you're playing him in number 8, what are you actually doing with this number 9 position? Like, that really frustrates me, sometimes I think, that Arteta doesn't actually know what he wants to do with his number 9. He is literally just tweaking his number 9 game by game or week by week or season by season. He literally doesn't actually know what he wants to do with his number 9 or what type of number 9 he wants. He'll just have any type of guy there as long as the guy can drop, link up, then we're good. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't really care about having a clinical bagsman. He doesn't really care about having a number 9 that can always just bag goals, bro. How many chances did Jesus, Kai Havertz, Eddie Nketiah have combined last season? The conversion rates are not good enough. Bro. So again, I don't know what Mikel Arteta wants from his number 9. Does he want more of a midfielder number 9? That could lean towards us signing Julian Alvarez. We're going to talk about Julian Alvarez in this stream as well, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Has Conor Gallagher left CFC? It does look like he's on the verge of joining Atletico Madrid. Interestingly, Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid. I never would have seen that coming at all. But Wax Jesus is a force 9 and Havertz is the force 9. Oh, the force 8, sorry. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. I don't know what Arteta is trying to do with this number 9 role, man. He's clearly not trying to use. He's clearly not looking for like a Haaland type player. He's clearly not looking for one of those clinical goal scoring machines as the number 9. And I could be wrong because the next 3 weeks could prove me wrong. But Mikel Arteta is not really showing me that that's the case, really. I think he wants a midfielder type player that can give you attacking qualities that a striker could give you as well, but he's just not that traditional number 9. Do you know what I mean? And I guess you live and you learn, right? Because if we go through another season of not winning a Premier League and we don't have a striker that does more than 20 goals in a season, then we're going to be here fuming again next season, and it'll be rinse and repeat. And I mean, just on that alone, you have to sack the manager because you've had years to rectify this number 9 position, but you're not doing it. You feel like you're smarter than what you... Come on, bro. You're trying to play the game different. Just go and get a number 9. Because Pep Guardiola won the league without Aguero, right? It doesn't mean everyone's out here just doing it. Bro, come on, man. You need a number 9. And we need a number 9. We've seen what Arsenal are on without a real number 9. And we're qualified, but if we know if we have that cherry on top of the cake, that cake is going to taste absolutely delicious, bro. Them way there. So come on, get the number 9, bro. Get the number 9. What is the Nketiah Merino signing now? Big up, Tom. Don't worry, we're going to look at that right now, man. Gallagher to Atletico Madrid and Felix to Villa. This is what I'm saying. Big moves are being made in the market, ladies and gentlemen. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going to look at some stuff right now. The fact that Arsenal haven't submitted an actual bid for Mourinho yet is pathetic. See, that's weird because according to the media, these fraudulent... I don't even want to swear. They've told us that Arsenal have put a bid on the table for 25.5 million and that bid has been accepted by Real Sociedad. Yeah? That's what I'm saying. No bid made. What? Come on, what is going on here? Anyway, let's look at what's being said online. Where are we? I had this, Josh Kroenke article from the Mail Online ready to read, but I don't think we're going to read it now. Let's move on. Let's see what Arsenal are actively doing. I don't think I've been on Twitter for a little while, not on the football side of Twitter anyway, but Manchester United are prepared to return in talks with Bayern Munich for Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui. Can't get his name out as well. Look at them, active. They want to bolster that team. What are Arsenal doing though? Okay, so let's move on to this one. This is published the other day by Sunday Mirror. They're saying Arsenal are considering a move for Julian Alvarez, but they may have to make further sales to fund his purchase, as Man City want around 80 to 90 million. So what that tells us straight away off the cusp, ladies and gentlemen, is that Arsenal have no money. Okay, and I've been telling you this for months. Months. The focus for Arsenal this summer, due to the incompetence of Edu and the decisions that these guys have made over the past couple of years, have led us into not being able to make signings. Therefore, we have to sell players. Now, the players that we have left ourselves with to sell haven't been, good enough really to give you, an ROI for the project that you have been, running with here at the club. The amount of money that you've spent on the project is astronomical, but the return is not as great. Okay, so the focus has to be selling players, and that's the reason why Arsenal have been stalling. They know they needed to sort out that defensive player. They needed that left back, so they spent most of that budget or all of that budget on Calafiori. If based on what I said a few months ago, or even a few weeks ago, I think the budget for Arsenal is about 80 million, 70 million, 69, around that type of figure. It's crazy. You wouldn't think it, but it is the case. One of the reasons it would be the case as well, because we had to outlay money on Declan Rice again this summer. You remember we paid 105 million for Declan Rice, but that money was broken down in 25 million pound installments. So that 25 million had to get paid. And then we had to pay another 25 or 28 million for David Raya, 27 million. So that's over 50 million on players that we bought last season. And that has got to come out of the budget of this season. You know what I mean? And the only way we could have balanced that is by selling players. Now, I think we have slightly balanced it with the ESR sell. That's 34 million. Everything else that we've kind of done in this summer transfer window has been below like a 10 million fee. We haven't really made that much money other than ESR. It's probably the reason why Arsenal are adamant they want to hold out for a certain amount of money for Eddie Nketiah. If we don't get that money, then he'll be staying. They got no choice. Imagine, you don't even want him. But you have left yourself no choice because you have to sell him at a certain value in order to get your return. And that return, could be a figure that you put on the table for the owners. Like I said to you guys a few weeks ago, and I keep saying, because I don't want to keep blowing my own trumpet, but I keep telling you these things, right? Just dirty flipping. I got this mosquito in my yard, man. I hate these mosquitoes. Where are you coming from, bro? Anyway, what was I saying now? I totally forgot. My mosquito distracted me. Bloody hell. It's just incompetence. That's all it is. It's incompetence, man. And we have to now start delivering. We have to deliver, man. If we don't deliver, it's a problem. Results are important, and trophies are important, and selling players is important as well. I mean, the best way around this, and this is what I told you guys again. I don't want to. This bloody hell. I forgot what I said the last time, and it was something that I told you guys before, and here I am trying to tell you something that I said before. It's long, but as I told you guys before, the best way for Arsenal to get around this problem was to sacrifice a big player. I don't think you guys heard me. Yeah, that's what Arsenal had to do. If Arsene Wenger was the manager, I'm telling you now, one of these top players would have been sacrificed. But of course, we don't want to sacrifice a player. You don't want to sell one of your favorite players. You don't want to sell a player that you've just brought to the football club or a player that's a part of your project. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. You'd rather sell the players that were here before your project began and get rid of those players first. And that's exactly what Arsenal have been doing. That's what Edu and Arteta have done, other than Lokonga and Nuno Tavares. But that was inevitable because we knew they were going to be flops. We knew they weren't good enough. We actually questioned the signing of both of those players before they were even signed. So please listen to us. It's what the moral of the story is: listen to the fans, blood. Maybe employ some of us to be your scouts, bruv, because we know what we're talking about over it. You know what I mean? But Arsenal need to kind of figure things out. And like I said, if Arsene Wenger was here, Arsene Wenger probably would have sacrificed like a Martinelli, or would have sacrificed someone. I thought Arsenal were leaning towards that idea as well, because we were looking at Zinchenko. We've still got Ramsdale that we need to sell. But with the way things are looking, the chances of getting rid of Ramsdale are looking slimmer by the day. And it then becomes desperation, because we'll get to the final moments of the window and it's like, oh my God, Aaron Ramsdale's pushing for a move. We want a certain amount of money. We're not going to get that money. What are we going to do? All right. Oh, desperate decisions now need to be made. And we might have to accept a loan move for this guy with some sort of option, and it's not going to be what we expected, and we're bumping ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So let's see what happens anyway, man. Let's see what happens. Julian Alvarez could be coming to Arsenal, though. Eddie has to be sold this summer. Absolutely agree. If they fail to sell him for 27 million euros, they should sack Eddie. That dude is useless. Get him off the books and send him back to Hollywood. Absolutely. Martinelli would have been sacrificed, as they have cover on that side back in the day. Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I use Martinelli, because of the players that can play in that position. We've got so many players that can play on the wings, even though we've been saying that, oh, we need a right winger for Saka, and I still agree with that. We've still got adequate play and adequate quality that can play in those positions. So if this was an Arsene Wenger would have sacrificed one of those dons, and it would probably been the one that can make us the most money, with Saka being the exception, of course, and it would have probably been Martinelli. Martinelli would have been sold to like Barcelona. Martinelli would have been sold to Real Madrid. He would have been sold 110%. But we would have got good money for him. It would have probably been the most money that Arsenal have ever received off a player, and that money would have been reinvested into a position that we actually need. But they're the sacrifices that you need to make in order to get to the next level. And, Arsene Wenger proved to make those sacrifices throughout his career, with the likes of Overmars, with the likes of Emmanuel Petit, with the likes of Anelka. We had to make those sacrifices at those times, even though we would have looked at those deals as silly decisions to make, because they were our best players. They were players that made us, led us to titles, led us to trophies. We had to do that for the best interest of the football club, in order for the football club to get to that next level. Again, I was leaning towards that decision being made this summer, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Maybe it's Dan Bentley in disguise that we're signing. Yeah, oh man, 50k. I don't even know what happened with that. We went from 50k to about 250k, and then Dan Bentley all of a sudden disappeared. Never heard of him since. Does anyone want Jesus, Zinchenko, Ramsdale? How has fresh timber turned into dead wood? Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Jesus, Zinchenko, Ramsdale, short space of time. They're already wanted, or teams, fans already want them gone. Timber, I said, reserve your judgment. We don't know how qualified Timber's going to be. He's been playing in the Eredivisie. He hasn't played in the Premier League. Stop gassing him. I think Arsenal fans are only gassing Timber, and I hope he's super duper qualified. But I think they've only been gassing Timber for the simple fact that he was heavily linked with Manchester United. He was on the verge of joining Manchester United. That deal broke down, and a whole year later, Arsenal signed him. So basically, Arsenal fans are saying, well, Man United scouts are bang on the money. Man United scouts are qualified. Yeah, they found the right player. Ten Hag's talent ID is the best talent ID in the world. It's like, come on, man. Like that's what you're basically getting at. That's what you're basically getting at. And I'm not saying Timber is dead, but I'm saying reserve judgment until you see the guy play, because he hasn't played. You know what I mean? And he's come from a league whereby most of their best players in that league who have left and come to the Premier League have been like mid-table type players. Like, when I'm not saying they were, anyway, they're levels. Like, look at Cody Gakpo. In all honesty, has Cody Gakpo lived up to the expectation that people had for him when he comes to the Premier League? No, not in my opinion. I think he's been poor. Scored a few decent goals, but he looks so much better in the Eredivisie. He looks so much better in the Eredivisie. Why? You understand? You know what I mean? Like, you got to question that league, bro. You can't be gassing dons. Timber is good, bro. Never mess with a man that has a point to prove. No, I hear you. I'm not saying that he's not good, but I'm just saying reserve judgment. Cody who? I don't know what name you put in there, bro. I don't know what name you put in there. Bergwijn was another disaster. Exactly. Went to Tottenham, flopped. You know, and he was a good player. Let's be honest now. And he went back to the Eredivisie and done extremely well. So, you know, come on, man. The Eredivisie is a very questionable league. You cannot overrate any player in the Eredivisie until you see them consistently play in the Premier League. Then you can say, you know what, he's got it. Cody, who? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what surname he put in there, boy. But it was nowhere near Gakpo, bruv. Them man must have flipping that them word correctors, I swear to you, they can F with you, innit? They can really frustrate you. You know how many times I'm trying to spell a word and I'm like, bruv, this is the word I'm trying to spell, but you're trying to correct me. Like, why are you trying to correct me for, bruv? It's crazy. Van der Beek, another one. Look, I swear down, Tope, you can sit there and mention so many Eredivisie players that have come to the Premier League and been absolutely washed. Absolutely washed. Bro, there's so many more than there are successes. You know what I mean? So you got to question it, man, and reserve judgment. It's predictive texting. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, the spelling correction is so annoying. Does it to me all the time. I'm spelling the right word, but you're trying to spell a different word for me. What are you doing? What is it? What is AI doing? Like, what is this AI stuff doing to us, bro? AI is running wild at the moment, guys. Absolutely wild. My brother is tapped in. I'm telling you, he's been tapped in for about 5 years. He's got AI working for him all day. I swear to you. I feel like Thomas Partey needs to leave, but who wants an injury-prone player? Those guys over in Saudi will, I'll tell you. It's just about the money. That's all it is. It's all about the money. But what's going to happen with Thomas? Ultimately, he's going to run his contract down and he's going to leave for free. That's what's going to happen with Thomas. Unless we get a last-minute move in this window, that's what's going to happen with Thomas. It's going to be a last-minute. He's going to run his contract down right to the end of his contract. And he's going to go for free. Arsenal have not given up on signing Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes this summer and could include Aaron Ramsdale in the deal as per call offsides. Now, listen, I'm not too sure how true this is. Gapco retailer. Terminator settings. Come on. Big up Eucharez in the building. Big up Colo in the building as well. Big up all the guys that are joining. Big up Alan as well. Come on. Big up the people then. Guimaraes. What are we saying about Guimaraes? Do we actually believe that Arsenal are still going to go in for Guimaraes in this window? I don't know. I don't think so. It's too much money. Arsenal don't have it. These guys are really reaching with these tweets. I'll tell you. You know, I'm not surprised. You know, it's traction. People want traction, and it's the moment. It's the moment where you get traction for just putting out some bullshit. So, you know, but I don't know about this. I don't know about this Guimaraes deal. Court offsides could probably a waffle job here. Moving on, this is Mikel Merino now. Mikel Merino, what's going on with Mikel Merino, man? We thought this was dusted. I thought by now, Monday morning, I would have been hearing Mikel Merino as an Arsenal player, but it's not the case. So let's find out what's going on here. Fabrizio Romano tells us that Arsenal remain confident about closing the Mikel Merino deal in the next few days, as the Premier League club have an agreement with Real Sociedad on the package for the player, which will be around 30 million euros. So he is reassuring us that Mikel Merino is done and dusted. Here we go within the next couple of days. The clubs are still discussing the structure of the deal, and it's always Arsenal discussing structures of deals because we're dealing with Edu and Edu's structures, and the terms that he puts in these contracts are unrealistic, of course. So you have to go back and forth with Edu multiple times until you find a middle ground. Now, it says here, the transfer is progressing very, very well. I doubt it is at this moment in time because it ain't done yet. The expectation is that the deal will get done because the player has already said yes to Arsenal. Merino is no longer negotiating with Spanish clubs as he had opportunities with Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Now, that makes sense for Atletico Madrid signing Conor Gallagher if they are signing him because they were in contact with Mikel Merino and they've probably been told no, he's going to Arsenal. So they've moved on to Conor Gallagher. But here it says he wants to go to the Premier League and he wants to play for Arsenal to work under Mikel Arteta, who has been really influential in the market for the Gunners. But of course he is. He's leading the transfer committee. This is what I'm telling you guys. You know, like Mikel Arteta is the face of Arsenal Football Club. Edu is just, you know, literally doing what Mikel Arteta needs him to do. You know what I mean? And when it comes to like players and things like that, these are Mikel Arteta's players. Mikel Arteta is basically, he's not taking recommendations unless he is willingly accepting a recommendation from staff members. But ultimately, the transfer committee and the transfers themselves are being driven by Mikel Arteta, but the negotiations financially are being driven by X, Y, and Z. So this is Arsene Wenger. This is Arsene Wenger now. This is the job that Mikel Arteta has. He is Arsene Wenger. He is. He deals directly with the players as well and selling them that vision, helping them understand how he's going to integrate them, help them adapt. He gets these hand around, he puts his arm around them, has a cup of tea with them. This guy is fully in, fully in. He's a part of the whole negotiation. But, you know, he just probably doesn't deal with the financial side of it. That's left to Edu and Richard Garlick to kind of iron out. You understand? But anyway. I thought Arteta wanted all his signings to have joined before the US tour. Exactly. You know, you want it 1 year, but you don't want it the next year. It doesn't make any sense to me. 20 million, 200 million rupees, maybe not pounds or rupees. Is that rupees? Rupees? Don't think we're getting Eucharist, says Christopher. Could be late in the transfer for Eucharist. Has Nelson been sold? Nope, he hasn't been sold. That's a very interesting one. What's going on with Reece Nelson? Eucharist or Julian Alvarez? I'm taking Eucharist. You know, I like both players, and people might say I'm insane for saying Eucharist, but Eucharist is what we need. We don't need a Julian Alvarez at Arsenal. Even though I probably would take Julian Alvarez, I don't think we need a Julian Alvarez. We need a Eucharist. We need a clinical number 9. Julian Alvarez, however, he is someone that I think Mikel Arteta would love. That's the type of profile that he wants as a striker. The great thing about Julian Alvarez is he can back. And with the amount of opportunities that we would create for our number 9, you probably would see him score more goals than Kai Havertz would. But, you know, if you're looking at a guy that can get you 30 plus goals, guaranteed, as long as you're setting up the chances that we set up, based on the data that we produced last season, but Eucharist is your man. Eucharist is guaranteed to get you 30 plus. With Odegaard providing you with 3.0 key chances per game, Eucharist is bagging, bro. He's getting 30 plus goals for Arsenal in a league campaign. Let's not even talk about the other cup competitions that we're going to be involved in. Trust me, Eucharist is the best put together striker on the planet for this system right now. Eucharist is the guy. Eucharist is the guy, bro. I've been thoroughly watching and researching Eucharist for months now. For months. It's probably coming to about 8-9 months. Eucharist is that guy. Total striker. He can score, he can assist, he can literally, his pressing game is out of this world. You know, one of the best pressers in the game. His movement, his physicality, like everything, his commitment, his work rate. Bro, this guy is a beast. He will outscore Haaland in this Arsenal team. Facts. But this is the type of player that we need, Eucharist. Definitely the type of player that we need. Just to quickly finish off on Mikel Merino. Fabrizio Romano says the deal is at the final stages and is advancing very well, with Mikel Merino expecting to be a new Arsenal player very soon. So no reason to be concerned about Mikel Merino if anyone is. This is a done deal. It's a done deal. The only way this can actually fall off is if Real Sociedad decide to kind of pull out. But then that leaves them with an unhappy player because based on what we're being told, this guy really wants to play with Mikel Arteta. In fact, you look at him, he looks like one of Mikel Arteta's descendants, one of his brothers, sisters, not sisters, obviously, cousins. You know what I mean? Related. He does this Mikel Arteta's boy, mate. This is his guy. Do you know what I mean? This is his guy. He wants to be at Arsenal, and it's going to be interesting to see him come. No, did he? Why for that? Woo! Hey. Oh, man, this internet thing is crazy, I tell you. This internet thing is crazy. All right, wrong screen. Let me go over here. All right, do keep hitting that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Keep hitting that like button. What else we got going on here? Now there's these links with Isak again. Arsenal's dreams of attracting Alexander Isak to the club. He is considered perfectly compatible with Mikel Arteta's style of play. I don't know what they're talking about here. Arsenal dream of signing the player. Is that what the first sentence is meant to mean? Like I was lost there for a minute. I thought there was more to the paragraph. Like I didn't expect it to just be 2 sentences. Arsenal's dream of signing Isak. I mean, it is a dream for a lot of Arsenal fans. You know, there's a lot of Arsenal fans that would love to see this guy at the club. I mean, I would as well, but Eucharist is the number 1 for me, bro. Turned down 20 million for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, turned down 40 million for ESR, and turned down 27 million for Eddie. Bare mismanagement. And you're so right. Those bids were actually launched time ago, innit? And we actually rejected them. And now we've accepted less. 40 million for ESR. Is that what we... No, it wasn't. Was it 40 million for ESR or was it 25 mil? I think it might have been 25 mil, you know. But I can't remember. But either way, Arsenal have rejected bids. The 20 million for Ainsley Maitland-Niles is a dickhead thing. Did you watch the Porto v Sporting game? I didn't. Did I actually? Is that the game? I think I see highlights of it. Is that where Eucharist got the assist? Did Eucharist get the assist in that game? Is that the game that was on the other day? I think I see the highlights. I definitely didn't watch the full 90 minutes though. I've been all over the place, man. All over the place. Hospital settings, you know, like trying to work on the other channel as well. Family settings, you know, it's crazy. Yes, Wax. Yeah, it's the one when he scored. He got the assist. I see the assist. I see that highlight, but I didn't see anything more than that. He's a baller, regardless. Do you know that? You know them way there. And Isak, another baller. I like Isak. I think Isak will give you goals. Isak will give you movement. You know, Isak will give you everything you kind of want from a number 9. But I don't know. I really don't know, man. I don't know. Is Isak going to give you work rate? Is Isak going to give you, the press that you need? Because we know we press from the front, we defend from the front, right? Jesus, Odegaard, Saka to a degree, Martinelli, those players, they run, they press. Yeah, especially Odegaard and Jesus. Even Eddie, bro. You got to give it to Eddie, bro. Eddie presses. Eddie presses, bro. Is Isak that guy? Because when I see Isak play, unfortunately, I don't really see him having the pressing game. So that's the only problem for me. The pressing game. The pressing, the dropping back, working as a unit, exactly. What Isak tends to do is he does drop, but he drops into the channel. He drops into the channels, or he's dropping on the left-hand side and kind of just running down the wings and then cutting inside. You know what I mean? But he's more or less just kind of running in the channels. That's what Isak does. He's not someone that drops deep and ultimately does link up like you've seen Eucharist do. Eucharist's link up is incredible. You know what I mean? But, you know, Isak, counter-attacking, obviously being in the right place at the right time, and just being a nuisance in general. I mean, he's got that in his locker. So, yeah, man. Eddie only press them. Pressing. Eddie. Eucharist will give us the Haaland vibe and Alexis Sanchez energy. Exactly. Big up my guy, Roland Sunday. Good to see you in the building, my guy. Good to see you in the building. Hope you're all doing well. You're right, man. You know, he gives you the energy and the electricity of a Sanchez. You know, he's on it. He's just always on it. The guy's never just like walking, standing around, trying to, you know what I mean, like doing up his shoelaces. Like the guy's not on all that, bro. The guy's pressing, pressing, pressing. Give me the ball. Let me get on it. Gyökeres is just a beast. He's an absolute beast. And then he gives you what you said there with Haaland's, like the Haaland vibes in terms of being that monster, being a bully, being intimidating, always wanting to be a nuisance in the 18-yard box. Come on, man. Gyökeres is the guy, bro. I can't believe we never picked this guy up from when he was at Coventry. It's just so, it was just so dumb. I can't believe we skipped it. I can't believe we skipped it. But then saying that, we probably skipped it because FFP. And I think a lot of teams in the Premier League had the same issue as well. Who's Eddie pressing? Arteta by the looks of it. Oh my God, the gang. You gotta love the gang, man. You gotta love the gang. Coffee gang settings, man. Much appreciate every single one of you, man. Come on, big up my guy, Mad Miaz in the building. Much appreciate you, guy. My guy. Sign Gyökeres and the league is ours. Champions League semi-finals also. Yeah, absolutely, man. I believe that as well. You get yourself Gyökeres, you get yourself the Premier League this season, and probably a domestic cup if you manage the season well. Champions League semi-finals, yeah. I mean, I think the Champions League could actually be winnable. It could be winnable based on tactical identity. And I know Carlo Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola, when it comes to tactics and understanding of tactics, these guys are the masters of that. But I do feel like Mikel Arteta has come a long way in understanding his tactics, understanding his system, and defensively having us positionally aware and having us just well organized. I think it's just like worldly. I think it's actually worldly. I have to give him a lot of credit for that. So on that basis, in a one-off competition, you might say that Arsenal, with the quality that we have and with the system, the tactics that Mikel Arteta can deploy, we could actually win the Champions League. Like, you could actually win the Champions League. And it's not overly delusional to think it. And the reason I say that as well is because Dortmund got to the Champions League final last season. So if I'm delusional to think that Arsenal can't get to a Champions League final and win it, or if I'm delusional to think that, then bro, come on, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I even said last season as well that the Champions League could have been anyone's competition. The same with the Euros. I thought that the Euros could have been anyone's competition. So, yeah, man. Big up Dortmund though, man. They done their thing, got to the final, but, Real Madrid won it again. And they can't stop winning it. Maybe this is the season Arsenal win it. Who knows? Maybe this is the season that someone else wins it. We need someone else to win it now. Real Madrid are taking a piss out of the Champions League. The Champions League has become a farmers league for Real Madrid. It's a farmers league. They don't care, bro. They got what's that guy's name? Hosselu just coming off the bench and bagging. Hosselu, you got Hosselu coming off the bench. The guy probably wouldn't even make it at Everton. He's coming off the bench just bagging, winning Champions Leagues and that. Eddie is pressing the easy button for that money. Arteta and Edu networking seems shocking. This is what happens when you sack a bunch of scouts and replace them with arrogance. Facts. Very well said there, Duff. Very well said. You need scouts, man. You need guys that are qualified in identifying talent. Edu and Arteta ain't qualified in identifying talent and going through all of the necessary procedures to understand that talent and bring them in. And that's not to say that they've got it all wrong over the years, because they haven't, because there's been a number of players like Odegaard and Ben White and a few Dons that have come in and I think, you know what, great player, great signing. But it's not, that's not always going to be the case. And you do need to obviously take your head out the clouds sometimes and say, actually, I do need real expertise, especially at this level. That we're at a level now where we're trying to swing with Real Madrid. We're trying to swing with Man City. We're trying to swing with, Bayern Munich. We're trying to swing with the best of the best. So in order to maintain that, you're going to need experts in those positions that know what they are doing, who they're identifying, and the process that they have to go through in order to identify those players. I don't think Mikel Arteta and Edu have fully grasped that, but they're not like they're far behind. You know what I mean? You know, if they bring Victor Gyökeres in, boy, then you know what I mean. That's definitely signing the right player. But then still, look, you have to question Kai Havertz and some of these other signings, isn't it? You have to question it. Kai Havertz might prove us wrong. He had a good end to the last season, kind of slightly redeemed himself. It was a little purple patch, you know, but let's see, man. Arteta win the CL. He couldn't get to the EL final. No, you know, yeah, I know. I mean, that might sound delusional. Please do laugh. Yeah, laugh. Yeah, no, you know, I'm just talking about tactics, really. There's so much more that comes into it. Big up Troy. There's so much more that does come into it other than tactics, though, and that's why it's delusional. You're right. But I think tactically, I think what Mikel Arteta has done at Arsenal, I think he can be in a conversation about winning trophies. What lets him down is his overall preparation. What lets him down is the mentality that he gives to the players in certain games, in certain moments. So again, that kind of just falls under overall preparation. So I think that's what he needs to work on. Overall preparation, to a degree, has worked on it. Game management, to a degree, has worked on it. And also looking at the team, I was gonna say sorting out our attack, but then sorting out our attack, I think, like, even though we do need a striker, a clinical goal scoring machine that's going to bag 20, 30 plus goals, the style that we deploy to get ourselves into the final phase isn't as bad as we make out, because we've scored so many goals, right? But so I was going to say maybe attacking identity, but then I'm going to stop there and not say that, because I think over the past 2 seasons we have scored enough goals, but still need that striker to obviously win the Premier League. But yeah, so let me just stick with game management again, which is improved slightly, and overall preparation. When you say preparation, it does come with a whole lot of things, though, and mentality is one of those things that fall underneath that. So yeah, man, I agree with you. But tactically, I think Mikel Arteta is definitely starting to do extremely well. No planning FC. Eddie Nketiah could not score in the UCL, not same as Dortmund. We are not winning anything. Look at the players we have on the bench. Yeah, we do need to sort out the bench, man, of course. To be fair, Arteta can only prepare the players. The rest is up to the players. And you do have a point there, Shaheen, but, you know, all he could do is prepare the players. And one of the things that I've said already here is he needs to improve he needs to improve the overall preparation, because that's what I think's letting him down. But he has improved it, but he needs to improve on that. Time will tell. No cups to be binned. Fight for the whole of them. Arteta was scared of big players. That's why he wants Eddie to stay. You're probably right, man. I mean, you are right. We've got the evidence to prove it. All of the egos in the past have been sold, or not even sold, just terminated. Can't be bidding off a Carabao and FA Cup either. Absolutely not, bro. That's what I'm saying to you guys. The foot is on the neck. You know, round 1, which is round 3 for Arsenal, is you know, high pressure, immense pressure. Sorry, my guy, but you have to win. 4th round, have to win. 5th round, have to win. 6th round, have to win. Semis, whatever it is, you have to win. You know, you have to treat it seriously. You cannot be taking it as a joke. You cannot be playing some horrible football. You know, you can't go into one game. This is what I hate. This is what I have hated under Mikel Arteta as well. You're going into one game and playing a certain way. And I mean, literally actually blowing everybody away, destroying the team. The fans are gassed. Even the haters are gassed. Like, everybody is just gassed. Like, the football you play is incredible. And then all of a sudden you go into a next game, into a team whereby it's like you're expected to win. It's an easy game. It's an easy 3 points. And you play poorly, bruv. It's not the same team. It's like, what are you, man, doing? Bro, that's what frustrates me. And I think that boils down to the preparation. I think sometimes you've over-respected the tactics and the game plan of the other team and the manager, and you've literally thrown your whole identity for that game in the bin. And now we're playing slow, lethargic, park the bus, not even park the bus, but slow, lethargic, sideways, backwards. You know, we're dominating possession, but it's just slow and we're not doing anything and no one's making the right runs and the penetration isn't right. And, you know, nothing's happening. You know what I mean, bro? And that, again, boils down to the preparation, bro. So, again, tactics, Mikel Arteta can have it spot on, but preparation, does he know... Does he become a bit too pragmatic at times that lets him down, bro? You know them way there. It's kind of the same thing with Unai Emery as well. If you go back to Unai Emery last season, and people are thinking, what are you going to Unai Emery for? Obviously, he's the last manager, but last season, Unai Emery found himself in a great position. They still done well, but you could have done even better. But you're flipping capitulating and got slapped up by teams you should have been beaten. You know what I mean? Overall preparation. You know, too pragmatic, overthinking it. And where you've overthought it, your players are just not delivering. You haven't, the patterns are just not being created. I'm not sure you can win the CL without having big personalities in the team and the kind of players Arteta loves. Yeah, I mean, you do need some big characters, 110%. You see that with Real Madrid. They've got the biggest characters on the planet, and now they've just added Mbappe to that. Whew. Feel sorry for everyone, mate. Feel sorry for everyone. La Liga. Nicolas Pepe just joined Villarreal, by the way, guys. Nicolas Pepe to Villarreal, man. What a move for him. I thought his career was done when he joined Trabzonspor. But I've come to realize there was politics behind that Trabzonspor move. And what the politics were is that Nicolas Pepe actually wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. And Arsenal didn't want him to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know why. He came out of an interview recently saying, listen, I wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. There was a move on the table from a Saudi Arabian club or a few Saudi Arabian clubs. And Arsenal convinced me not to go there. And I was thinking, why is Arsenal convincing him not to go to Saudi? That's crazy. You could have took advantage and got money for him. But then you decided to terminate his deal. So that's competence again. That shows you how... that right there shows you how dumb, stupid, naive, delusional, every single word that describes just a stupid, wacky, uneducated, dumb don. Edu, bro, you had money. Nicolas Pepe is basically saying Arsenal had money on the table from teams in Saudi Arabia, but Arsenal didn't want to sell me to Saudi Arabia. So they terminated my contract and allowed me to go to Turkey. What an idiot. Arsenal crazy. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really don't know what Arsenal done. I really don't know what Arsenal have done, what decisions they've made to lead us into this project. Or not even this project, leading us into this big hole whereby we can't actually improve the project because of these decisions. Anyway... You know, it's the same with like Eddie and Marseille. You know, I hear it. Like, what's going on with that? You know, what? They don't want to meet the valuation? Is that what it is? Of course it is what it is. Your valuation for Eddie is delusional. It's delusion. 27 million for Eddie, I would have taken it. Exactly. It's delusion. It's delusion what Eddie was doing with Eddie Nketiah. It's absolutely delusion. Like, come on. Who in their right minds would sit there and do this with Reece Nelson? Like, you wouldn't, would you? And Eddie Nketiah is that. He's just that with more games. I don't even think Eddie Nketiah is any better than what Reece Nelson is. You probably get more out of Reece Nelson than you would get out of Eddie Nketiah over a long-term period. You know? But you wouldn't do that with Reece. So what they're doing, because Eddie Nketiah's got all this game time and Arsenal have got, you know, all of this data to say that Eddie has, you know, been playing all these minutes and he's a part of the first team and we've done so well. He's a part of us doing well. Even though you can look at the individual data and say, well, the metrics that we're looking at, the numbers just don't match up. So I don't want to pay 40 million, you know, 50 million for Eddie Nketiah. It makes no sense to me. So come back to me when the price is right. Brucey. Big up my guy Brucey. R.I.P. Brucey, yeah? Come back to me when the price is right, fam. They might have offered you 27 mil and you've said no. Oh man, Eddie. Eddie is Eddie. Eddie. You just got to change the E at the end. Eddie, bruv. Like Eddie. You're an absolute fraud, man. Absolute fraud. Not taking 27 million for Eddie is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. He's worth 10 million. Big up Gavin. This is what I'm saying. But guess what? They're going back to Marseille saying, no, actually, we want 45 mil, we want 40 mil, or we want close to 45 mil. Like I think Arsenal actually want to try and make more money out of Eddie Nketiah than they did with ESR. See, the thing is, they're looking at the ESR deal and saying, well, if we can make 35 million for ESR, how can you tell me that we're not going to make more for Eddie? Like, why can't, you know what I mean? And that's how they're looking at this. 110%. Eddie was thinking, if I can sell Eddie ESR for 34 million, surely I can sell Eddie for 40 million. You know what I mean? 34 million, did I say? Or 34 million for ESR. 40 million for Eddie. Come on, man. Come on, man. The data doesn't add up. The data doesn't add up, man. It's just straight inflation. Straight inflation. They're trying to say that he's better than Balogun. Bro, let them say what they've got to say. Like, people are delusion, man. Absolute delusion. It was 20 million euros, so around Arsenal want 35 million euros, I'm pretty sure. Pardon me, I do apologize for yawning. Late nights, early mornings. Yeah, it's either way. I think it's the amount of money that they've been offered is truly acceptable. They're trying to punch above their weight at the moment, screaming for 35 million, 34 million for Eddie. But you know what I think it comes down to? I think it comes down to the financial, the projected figure. The projected figure that Edu said that he was going to cough up for player sales. I'm telling you, that conversation would have been had. That conversation 100% would have been had, because you can't spend all of this money on a project and then not have a conversation about how much money you're going to generate me through player sales. So therefore, Edu would have had to sit down, look at the players that they wanted to sell, work out the value of those players, and then go back to Josh and say, okay, I reckon I can generate you about 150 million of player sales. So that conversation 100% would have been had. But clearly Arsenal haven't got nowhere near that target, hence why they're adamant about this Eddie Nketiah evaluation. You know? They need the Eddie Nketiah evaluation to be met in order for them to be closer to their financial target. That's how business works, ladies and gentlemen. Big up my guy, Southern Gooner in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you, broski. Big up all the guys from the States and from Canada, from that side of the water. He says, just a quick reminder, West Ham initially asked for 75 million, and we ended up paying even more than their original price. Edu is a clown when it comes to doing business. Exactly. Not only did he pay more than the original price, but he committed to installments that are just absolutely stupid. You know, you've got Big Belly Bowley as the prime example. A great businessman, shrewd businessman. Signing players. I don't care about the Chelsea project, right? I'm caring about how they're balancing their books and making decisions that enable them to keep splashing money. They're splashing the money. Why do Chelsea keep splashing money, bro? How do Chelsea keep splashing? They've splashed so much money since Big Belly Bodie's been there, but they've splashed so much money because of decisions that have been made by the board. Their contract lengths and things like that. These are, some people might frown upon certain things, but these are ways around you putting yourself in a mess. Some people might say it is a mess, but it's not a mess, really. You just got a player for 8 years, but you're now able to balance your books because the amount of money you're going to pay for that player isn't going to be paid until the end of that 8th year. What Edu and their man decided to do was say to West Ham, don't worry, West Ham, we'll pay you the 100 million within 2 years. How incompetent can you get? You just agreed to pay West Ham the 105 million within 2 years. Okay. Even if you say 3 years and say you've done it 25 million, 25 million, 25 million, that's still incompetent, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not here on a 3-year contract. He's on a 5-year contract for one. So that give you, come on, man. Come on, man. The point is that it limits you. the decisions that you make and that have been made by the sporting director, it limits you. And that puts us in the mess that you find ourselves in now, whereby all we can do is sign Calafiori and we can't sign anyone else because we're struggling for finances. We're struggling for finances. We're literally going to use the ESR money to get the Mikel Merino deal over the line, you know? And we're still using some of that money to balance the books. But we have to reinvest. Mikel Merino is only going to cost 25 million. That's 9 million less than we sold ESR for. So there's still a profit all in all. We replaced the player with arguably a player that's probably more qualified, more experienced. I mean, it's probably have better qualities, but we're not going to go into it. And you've still got a £9 million profit. You know what I mean? So interesting. Bro, can you run this football club if given the opportunity? I would love to do that, bro. But you know what? I mean, I probably wouldn't, because it would take so much time away from the things that I enjoy doing in my life right now, you know? So I don't know, man. I would help out though, definitely. Just give me, I'll be a scout. You know what? I'll take that job. I would be a scout. I would 100% be a scout. I would rather be a scout than any other position at the football club. Because with a scout, you're literally doing things that you enjoy doing. You don't necessarily have to do, there's paperwork, there's things like that, analyzing data, I like doing all those things regardless. But as a scout, you are doing things that you enjoy. You're traveling, you're in different countries, you're in plush places, having meetings, linking up with agents and having conversations with those guys, building a relationship, trying to connect, player and clubs and things like that. You're just really enjoying stuff, man. Going to games, watching games, like a scouting job is probably the better job to do. The scouting job is probably the better job to do. Like, comment down below, guys. Like, what would you guys rather do if you was given an opportunity to have any position within a football club right now? What position would you take? Would you be the owner? I mean, everyone would be the owner, but just letting you know, being the owner of the business is extremely stressful. It's probably it is the most stressful role in the business, because you are doing everything. Even though you've got people to do things for you, you're still doing everything. So excluding the owner role, what role would you take if you was given a role at a football club? What would be the role? Manager, assistant manager, coach, scout, medical staff, doctor, whatever. Even if it's the cafeteria, get in there. Would you work in the cafeteria? Take jerk chicken and some dumplings in there and stuff them down Fabio Vieira's mouth? If that's what you have to do, then so be it, guys. If it helps the football club, it helps the football club. You might need to feed these guys something different, because there's a few man that need to get on the weights. There's a few man that need to eat some hard food, some dumpling and some saltfish and all of that type of stuff, blood. Just to kind of bulk up. Fabio Vieira might need that shit. You might just want to be the pot washer. You know what I mean? Make sure there's no bacteria in that fucking pot, bro. Clean the hell out of that pot. Make sure it's fresh and clean for when Saka eats out of that pot the next time. Like, there's bare roles. There's bare roles that you can have that will help improve the football club. Bare roles, any role. But for me, just on a real thing, scouting would be the best position for me, blood. Scouting, I would love scouting. Replace Frimpong. I mean, look, social media manager. That's what Frimpong is. He's the social media manager, obviously, alongside a team of social media managers. But I mean, that's a decent job. I mean, Frimpong's job is actually a good job. Saying that, there's not much pressure on Frimpong's job. All he's got to do is just do interviews and be on social media, bro. Like, Frimpong's got a good job, and he gets the chance to travel with the team as well. He's obviously with the players more or less, linking up with them. He's probably a part of their social circles now, so that's a benefit from being in Frimpong's position. He can probably just phone Saka today and say, "Yo, bro, let's go and do X, Y, and Z," and Saka will come pick him up, or he'll link Saka and their manner about their life. You know what I mean? So that's a benefit. So it's always good to be around people that are getting money and people that are in good places, bro. You don't want to be around scumbags, I tell you. I wonder who's replacing Suarez as Mikel Arteta's ball bag. Oh, you guys are kidding me. Oh, the gang. You have to love the gang. Big the gang up, man. Oh, you're killing me. The ball boy carrier, the guy that doesn't even get offered a seat in the meeting, bro. The man Arteta had him sitting on the floor, fam. He had him sitting on the floor. They didn't even try and find him a seat, bro. Oh, man's driving around in a golf cart earning peas. This is what I'm saying. Fun, living. Manager and coach all day. We've got managers, coaches, we've got scouting, we've got social media, we've got pot washers. I can't believe I even saw that one. We've got social media. Like, come on, look, scouts on social media are probably the best two roles to kind of have within a football club. I swear to you, within a football club. You wouldn't even want to do like number crunching. Like you wouldn't want to be like a CFO, like a chief financial officer. You won't want to do that. It's so boring. Like number crunching and looking at numbers and finances is so boring, bro. So boring. You find me looking at my spreadsheets and I'm falling asleep, bro. 3 o'clock in the morning, my head's here. Bench player with 100k a week. This is what I'm saying. Wax, would you say if Xavi? Oh, where's that gone? If Xavi does a back-to-back at Leverkusen, Arteta still hasn't won anything. Bro, if Xavi does a back-to-back at Bayern Leverkusen, it puts a whole lot into perspective, bro. It puts a whole lot into perspective because Bayern Leverkusen, right, with all due respect to them, they're not a team that are in a position to be doing that. They've never been a team to be in a position to do that. Even Dortmund should be coming before them, guys. You know what I mean? They've got competition over there, fam. Their man swing with RB Leipzig and that. Do you know what I mean? Come on. They should be doing back-to-back Bundesligas before Arsenal win a trophy, before Arsenal win a Premier League. No. Even the statement by Xhaka was actually embarrassing. I'm sure you guys read that statement. What did Xhaka say the other day? Xhaka basically said the other day that moving to Bayern Leverkusen is like 2 steps forward for his career. I couldn't believe it when he said that. Who remembers that? Can someone give me the actual quotation marks of that, bro? Like, give me the full quote. The full quote. Sorry. That is crazy. Man said moving to Bayern Leverkusen is 2 steps forward for his career. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild, man. Yeah, Arteta's been taking up Botox as well. I see that in his face, man. Arteta, bro. Your wife's influenced that, innit? 110%. He won the league in a year. This is what I'm saying. I think the football that he's been playing in as well is out of this world. And I think Xhaka has seen that. Xhaka has been part of both of the projects. He's been a part of the Arteta system and he's been a part of the Xavi system. And he's looked at both styles and he said to himself, oh my God, this Xavi Alonso system is outrageous. It is out of this world, bro. You know, when you've got fullbacks, when you have fullbacks doing up double digits, it's not like it's just one fullback. You've got 2 fullbacks doing up double digits. And it's not only those guys, you've got a bunch of players doing up double digits. Then you have to say that system over there is extremely interesting. Xhaka might get booed again on Wednesday. Yeah, we play them in 2 days' time. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch that game. I was trying to find tickets actually the other day, but couldn't find any tickets. I reached out to my plug. She hasn't responded to me. So maybe there's no tickets available. I don't know. I thought this was the easiest time to get tickets for these friendlies, but clearly not. Alonso has him in a real football system. Proper. It works. It's cohesive. It works. The style is, it's got a lot of fluidity to it, unpredictability to it. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You've got 5 men running at you at times. When I was watching Bayern Leverkusen last season, brother, and you got Frimpong, Grimaldo, Boniface, Wirtz, and who was the other one? There was someone else, blood. These man, the way they were transitioning into attack was out of this world, bro. The defenses were crumbling, bro, and they were getting man in behind. No diddy so quickly. It was crazy. Hence why their fullbacks were scoring and assisting so many goals. The football on display over there was incredible. Eddie will be on the bench against Wolves. Well, he's going to be staying. He ain't going anywhere, bruv. Just watch Bayern cook Arsenal 4-0. Oh, please not, bruv. Please not. Shaka might get booed. I read that. Shaka is a waste man. Our fan base took him back after telling us to F off. Yeah, that definitely wasn't me, but I never took Shaka back. I wanted Shaka gone, but I had to give credit where credit was due because I'm just a real one. I can't hate, bro. You know what I mean? I don't hate, man. I can't hate. This doesn't make any sense to hate, bro. I've come to realize, like in this year as well, not this year, but for over the years and years and years, man. But we need to be sticking together, man. All humans, all society, bro. We need to be together, bro. Like work together. No hating, man. Like no hating. If you can help a man, help a man. Do you know what I mean? If you feel that if I help a man and he might get bigger than me, so be it. Like, so what, bro? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, just know that it was you that helped and supported him. So you're gonna get good karma, man. You're gonna get good returns are gonna come off the back of that. Do you know what I mean? But people are sitting here in this day and age like, oh no, if I help him and he makes more money than me, or he becomes bigger than me, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. No, man, we need to start thinking differently, bro. We need to start thinking differently, coming together as a collective, everyone working together, and just making it happen, man. No hate. I just appreciate. Everyone appreciate, bro. Everyone appreciate. The world's too greedy. There's too much greed in the world. Absolutely, man. It's too much greedy. There's gatekeepers that suck ass. Exactly. Pardon my language. But it's just the truth, though, man. I think that when people realize when they get to a position, when they're making so much money or, they're getting so much clout and so much, they start letting it get to their heads, bro. Don't let it get to your heads, man. Listen, don't let it get to your heads. Gotta be humble, bro. You gotta be humble. Be resilient, be disciplined, be happy, bro, and show support to the people that need it, bro. Like when I'm walking on the street, if I got change on me, someone asks me for change, I'm busting it. If I'm on the train and I've got a woman that comes up to me with a note and the note says, I'm starving, I have no money. Everyone's looking at her. She's offering me tissues or whatever they want to offer me. I was like, get your tissue here, take some money. Some people look at me like, wow, why are you doing that? But that's just, come on, man. We've got to support everyone, man. Whatever they decide to do with that money is what they decide to do. But I've done my good deed. You know them way there. I showed my support where I needed to show it. People ain't like that. We need more people like that today, man. More people like that. Is Timber no longer the fashion player to talk about now? Big up my guy Khalid. He's coming, descending shots. Listen, I've always said reserve judgment, man. Reserve judgment. Don't gas. Timber. Some people will say the same thing about Calafore, to be fair, but I would say different, only because Calafore has played at one of the biggest leagues in the game. Syria is a big league, one of the biggest leagues in the game with some of the best players in the world. For you to be a part of a team that have gone from finishing like 12th to actually getting into the Champions League, and you played a majority of those games, yeah, you're on stuff. You're on stuff, especially in that league. So remember, we're not saying anything bad about Timber. What we are saying is just reserve judgment, because the league he has been playing in is more or less like a Sunday league, blood. It's Sunday league football in comparison to the big leagues in this game. Sunday league football, bro. Literally. Like Xavi Simmons as a midfielder is going out there and having fun, just being the best player in the whole league. Come on, man. It's an absolute joke. Calafori had a full season and played in the Euros as well. That's what I'm saying, bro. And he was being convinced to join Thiago Motta at Juventus. There were people trying to convince him to do that. Yeah, I should have done that, innit? Yeah, flipping. So interesting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. I've actually got to record a video for Wax Unfiltered. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Much appreciate every single real one in the building, as we know. Always show that love and that respect to you guys. Where are we quickly? I just wanted to quickly see if there was anything more that I needed to touch on. I don't think there is. There's other teams active. That's what I do know. Beating with Victor Huseman again. Oh yeah, I didn't even touch on Eddie. No, did he? Yeah, I will talk. We have talked about Eddie, man. There's no point, but he looks like he could be staying. And that's the bottom line. Yeah. All right, guys, hit the like button. Nort says that channel was fire. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Wax and Filter is doing extremely well. We're touching like 3 million views over the past month, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, man, we will try and go for about 5 million this month, man. Try and get 5 million a month. That'll be crazy. I don't think I'm going to achieve it, but we're going to get close. We're going to get close, man. All I'm saying is this kind of foray Don and Timber don't better come bad up the pitch when the season starts. Keep up the good work. I am working on finance there at Arsenal, ready for you next week, bro. We got my guy Darth. Barcelona need some changes. We got PTM Productions. We got my guy Alfie. Says Wax Calafori looks like he wants to be here from his interviews. Yeah, no, Calafori wants to be here. There was pictures of him in an Arsenal shirt when he was a kid. So this guy's definitely supported Arsenal at some point in his life. So I think this is a dream come true for him. And it's funny. I feel like Mikel Arteta and them, man, are targeting people whose dream was to play for Arsenal. But anyway, guys, man, I much appreciate every single one of you. Hit up the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the Wax and Filter channel as well. The links can be found in the description. And guys, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.